So I'm using the smudge. I'm going to dip into my contour color. Now this is an ashier tone than bronzer because it emulates shadowing. You can see a shadow right here. That's right where we're going to go. You feel for that cheekbone and you go up and under it. And I'm like just dotting in there like a dot. You don't need to swipe dab because a little bit is going to do you a lot. See? And we have coverage with our contour too. So we're just kind of lifting the face. You always want to err on being higher than lower with your contour because you don't want to drag your face down. You want to lift it up, right? That's the goal, a little bit of a lift. So we right under the cheekbone on both sides, they are not equal. That is fine. This is going to blend out well. It works for beginners or people that don't know much about makeup because cream is super duper forgiving. So I kind of just went right along my forehead line, right along my hairline to emphasize the roundness of my head. If you have a longer forehead, sometimes this will make it appear a little shorter. So why the heck not, right? I don't go in my temples because I'm hollowing there. So I go right above my temple along the hairline. Okay, still with the contour, following that eyebrow line down the nose. This is going to narrow your nose a little bit. And some people skip this step, and that is just fine. But I have found that I like it, and anybody can do it. So you see how it kind of narrows the nose a little bit? And we're going to blend in the end, so don't get scared. All right, we're going to put a little under the lip, for some added pucker. You don't have to do this step. Last part of contour, right along the jawline, the undercarriage of the jaw, because this is chiseling out our face from our neck and really giving our jaw some distinction. Okay? You see it down there? So I like to brush that jaw contour back right away because otherwise I'm going to forget about it. So I just switched to my, sorry, I shouldn't talk while I'm doing that. I switched to my blush and bronzer brush and just brush that back so it's not like a crazy sharp line there. Still using the smudge. Going into the lightest color of the 3D foundation, the brightening highlight, putting like a little sprout kind of right in between the brows, down the nose. I'm going to go here. And it doesn't have to be perfect, as you see. None of this is perfect. I'm not a makeup artist. I'm a nurse. And a little bit on your Cupid's bow. So in between the brows, down the nose, Cupid's bow. And you see where I'm crazy red here? I'm just going to dot a little bit of this brightening highlight to erase and take care of that redness. It like just erases it. A little bit on the chin here. This is the triangle of light. I had to Google this. You're supposed to brighten that to bring the center of your face forward. It works. So we brighten in between the brows, down the nose. I do the tip of my nose a little bit. Cupid's bow, chin. And now we're going to get that inner corner of the eye. And you just want to do the inner corner. You don't want to do a full triangle. It just doesn't look natural at all. So a little bit in the inner corner for light bright. And then a little tiny bit on that outer corner. And you want to lift up. And I use too much. That's okay. But you see it's going to lift the eye. Yikes. What do? Cream is super forgiving. And so it really doesn't matter. It's just going to blend out real nice. I'll just try to tame it down a little bit right there. I got a little in the hair too. No big deal. Okay, so we're switching over to the other eye. A little bit in the inner corner. And then we're going to go to that outer corner and up for a little eye. You see, it's like, this is lifting our face. Look at that. I mean, I know I look nuts, but we're going to blend it out and you're going to see it just gives your face a nice little. So done with brightening highlight. On to the main color, the third part of your 3D foundation. I switched to the blush and bronzer brush. Remember, you can do it all with the 3D if you're going to just get one. If you are going to get two, I like the smudge for placement, the detail for placement, or the buff for placement. Switching to the blush and bronzer brush, just dabbing in that main highlight color. You just dab. And I'm going to push this in where I don't have product. Basically, where a man would grow a beard. And I do have quite a bit of hair there, too. I did tinkle. I actually got my face dermaplaned maybe 3 months ago, and I felt like my hair grew back more down there, but that's not what this is about. So just right where a man or me would grow a little bit of extra hair, that lower half of the face, and we just kind of tapped it in. You can drape it up here if you'd like. You don't have to cover every part of your face because cream blends. So we're ready to blend it out. Light to dark is what I like to do. So I just kind of, you're supposed to stipple, like press it into your skin. That's nicer. So if you're, going to try makeup again and you haven't for a while, it's good to get in the habit of stippling the makeup into your skin. But you'll see me swiping and doing things that aren't so good. But you just do what you got to do. I do like to stipple under the eyes. And then we're just going to blend light to dark here. And I won't blend this out completely because I like what it does to my eye. So look at that. And then I'm going to get this side. I'm going to stipple a little. You can do small circles. But cream just blends and it is super forgiving, which that's right up my alley. And I always have to open my mouth like a crazy person for that part. Okay, I think I blended all of the light. Yeah. And now we're just going to do small circles or push that dark contour back into the hairline. Just kind of push it back, move it back. And then we're going to buff out those nose lines. By buff, I mean just run your brush over a few times if you want. Because you don't want them to be crazy sharp, but you still want them there. And then this is one of my favorite parts. You always want to flick up and back with that cheekbone contour. Because we just want to lift that face up. See, look at that dimension. And we don't even have lip cheek on yet. Okay, so this is 3D foundation right here. We have a little bit of glow. We have some coverage. We have a little dimension. We could be done, but let's add a lip cheek. This is one of our new lip cheeks, Maui. She's a really pretty pink mauve shade. I could swatch her on my arm for you here if I have some balancing tricks here with my leg. So this is Maui. She's a really pretty pink, well, mauve pink. She's not like the crazy scary pink. She's very pretty. So I'm going to use her on my lips and cheeks. These double as lip cheeks. I love that. Very versatile makeup. Made for mature women. It's woman. It's like, why? Where have you been all my life? Okay, so here's some Maui on my lips. And I love putting the same color on my cheeks because I know it goes together. Now, if you want a fuller cheek, like I'm pretty long in the face, you see. So I like to dot it on the apple of my cheek and kind of work up because I have lost a lot of volume mid-face. So you see how that kind of helps. Now I'm going to do this side. If you want to continue to narrow your face, you want to go back here by the outer corner of your eye and up. Now this will continue to narrow. And this will give me a little bit of a cheek. So it's kind of whatever you prefer. But I'm going to add a little bit on that cheek there to even it out. Okay, so this is 3D foundation. This is your 3D foundation, a lip cheek, a brush, and a compact for $111. Great place to start. Just remember my tip about getting palette 12. Sorry, my hair's a mess. Okay, I'm going to add a little bronzer because I feel like it is a necessity, spring going to summer, to make your colors last through summer, especially if you let your face get a little color. So I love Bella Bronzer best. I think it's kind of a universal color. But if you're super duper fair, I would go with Tan Lines. And then if you have a nice, rich, deep skin tone, I would go with Heat Waves. So I just swirl this little blush and bronzer brush into Bella, and I kind of just do the tops of my cheeks, top of forehead. Just kind of brush it on, and it warms up any look. I love our bronzer because you're not going to get that orange, and there is no shimmer to it. So it's just kind of a golden glow, and it has a very low opacity, so it just kind of skims the surface to give that golden glow. So that's a little bit of Bella. I'm going to show you what else I have in here. So I have another lip cheek. I know she looks scary, but she's pretty sheer in color. This is Pinky Promise. She's a great color too. Some of these tins, they look scary on the internet because they're a sheer color. So it looks like black cherry is a very popular color, but it looks almost black in the tin. And everyone's like, well, I don't want black lipstick. But it's this beautiful berry shade. It just looks so dark because it's a gloss. And then I have about 6 eyeshadows to choose from. Those are all $14. You can slap a few in your palette, and they're really nice to have. I'm just going to slap some Drift, that's this light color, on with my pinky finger. I love how easy this makeup is and how versatile it is. So I'm just going to put a little bit of Drift, and I'm just going to, done. Got a little Drift there. She's a great neutral shade. She's got a little bit of shimmer in her, but a nice little touch of color. Okay, so that's the basics